Welcome to Season 8 of A Little Birdie Told Me. I'm your host, Rebecca Horan. And on episode 11, I'm sitting down with Laura Nolan Horgan. She's the creator of LNH Edit. She's also a mum to Elizabeth, Hugo and Toby. And she talks to me about her very scary BRCA journey, her recovery, and her life at home with her children and running a business. To all my gorgeous listeners, because every parent deserves peace of mind, I'm thrilled to share that this episode is brought to you in partnership with Optimal Follow-On Milk, the #1 follow-on milk brand in Ireland. Optimal Follow-On Milk is a product you can trust. It's specially designed to support babies' growth and development as it contains calcium and vitamin D, which contributes to the normal growth and development of bone. With over 50 years of dedicated breast milk research, Optimal Follow-On Milk brings science and care together to support your baby's journey. Optimal Follow-On Milk, your life, our science. Important notice, breastfeeding is best. Follow-on milk should be used as part of a mixed diet from 6 months. Please speak to a healthcare professional for advice. To verify number 1, contact the Optimal Care Line. I've got a really fancy lady in with us today, so I have to be really fancy, so dressed up for her. Usually I'm like an absolute nut job in here, but the beautiful divine goddess Laura Nolan Horgan is on the pod today, and I know her story. I've heard it before in bits and pieces. I follow her, she does with her business, but I've never actually chatted to you, so welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you so much for having me. I love how glam you are, and I've gone like casual chic.
Yeah, I was in Tim.
Glam.
I was scared. It often happens. Like, we've had other people in and I come in full disco and they're like, what are you doing? Like, it's a chat. But I actually, to be fair, I had a meeting. I wouldn't usually dress like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman on a Thursday afternoon. It's so nice to meet you, and you're as beautiful in person. Like, you're super stylish, which kind of goes with the fact that LNH Edit, I'm correct, aren't I?
Yes,
is your baby. Can we quickly talk about that? We're going to talk about family and babas and all of that, but what a business model.
What a business model. What a journey. It's been, like, it started at the kitchen table. It was in the making for about a year, and then COVID hit. And I decided I wasn't going to do it. I was like, no, like, now is not the right time. And then it was like my Instagram followers were like, no, what are you doing? Like, you've dragged us on this journey. Wow. You can't leave us hanging now. You have to launch. And then a few other people started to launch something similar. And I was like, no, it's just not right. It's not right. Anyway, through literally peer pressure from amazing followers, I launched. And what I thought I had bought for like a season, we sold out that weekend. I just couldn't believe it.
Sold out what?
So it's a homeware. So it started primarily as, it was supposed to be just tablescapes. So just table linen, beautiful. So my mum lived in Florida at the time, and that was such a huge thing there. So she would go to like friends' houses for lunch, whatever. There was no chat about the food. It was all about what the table looked like. And they used to gift each other napkins, and they'd get, like, everything was tied in beautiful ribbons, and it was so extra. So it was really gorgeous. And then one time when I visited her, one of my mum's really good friends, Susan, was a shoe designer. My mum's obviously in fashion as well. She's a fashion designer, and my background is fashion.
Who is your mama?
So my mum is Fran Nolan. So she would have had Regine years ago. She set that up in 1974, and then that evolved into Fran and Jane. So I was there for 11
all
years.
Of our college dresses, all of our first balls ever, the best place.
Yeah, it was great. So I was there for 11 years. It was wonderful. But it grew very fast as well. I think at one stage we had like 250 people working for us. We had 22 stores, concessions in all the Brown Thomases and Arnott's, and it was massive. We had a store in the King's Road in London.
Wow.
It was really good. They were really fun times, but hard. Like, my graft was very...
Retail is intense.
It's very intense. And I think I always had that in the background as to I never want to go through that again.
That's what I was going to say. It's very funny that you've gone back into something like this.
Well, so I was like, okay, look, so all I know is fabric, prints, colour, like, that's my thing. Interiors, I have always adored. And I think when so many people were like, Laura, go launch your own thing, do your own thing. I was like, I just don't have the energy left in me to go back into fashion. And briefly after Fran and Jane, I was in Primark for a while as a buyer there. And I genuinely just didn't have the love for it. I'd fallen out of it. I had, like, even though those years were great, they were hard. like really, really hard. And I went straight into, I worked all through my teenage years. I was constantly on the retail floor, like my mum, I don't know how old I was when I started working, but like early, which was great, definitely stood to me. Although I think I'm scarred from sorting out hangers at the age of like 10.
I was in retail from about, like I think I was Brown Thomas Christmas Eve always, then Stephen's Day, and Mum was like, if you want to buy runners, you're 16. I don't think it happens now, but at 15, 16 we all worked in our house.
We all worked, yeah, we did too.
There was a ethic, like you make your own money.
Oh yeah, totally.
I look at my kids now, I'm like, when am I going to get you working?
Yeah, I know. It's just a different world.
Different world, yeah.
Although, full disclosure, last year coming up to Christmas, we were so busy and I didn't have enough.
So you brought in your 4-year-old?
So my 10-year-old, she was 10. I rang the school and I was like, I can't even think of an excuse right now. I just need Elizabeth to come out and pack boxes with me. The secretary was laughing.
I bet she loved that.
She actually said of all days, Mum, we were about to do like Christmas cookie decorating or something. I was like, I will buy you every cookie, just build boxes. But Elizabeth's so good. That's my daughter. She's so good. Like she's so able, you know.
Yeah.
And she's always seen us all working at home. So so she was happy enough to help. But yeah, back to, so through the years, Fran and Jane, and then I just never ever wanted to get back into fashion. So I was like, you know what? Table linen is perfect.
It's a compromise.
It is a compromise. It's something that we've always been a big table setter in our house. So it was perfect. And then sure enough, like it grew legs, it got bigger, it developed, like once I was developing the fabric, I was like, ooh, this is lovely. This would make beautiful cushion covers. Wouldn't this make fabulous lampshades? Oh, well, if they have that fabric, maybe we could put that into some pajamas as well. And then it was like, actually, that would make a fabulous dress. And then as the seasons kind of changed, coming into summer, I was like, we could totally do tops. And so there's a bit of fashion in the summer.
Would you compare it to the White Company? And I'm not like saying you're any, but it's that whole thing of having those beautiful home pieces to wear, but the tablescaping are not at all like the White Company.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of gone down that road now. We're kind of like not a one-stop shop, but it definitely is a much more, it's a much larger offering now online. And then we've lovely brands that we buy in that kind of complement and sit alongside it. It is lovely. And our, like I have it all in my house. Like my house is full of it. I love it.
She just gave me a gift, and I'm gonna unbox it at the end of this just to show you how beautiful. If you go on to Laura's Instagram, the stuff. So you literally started getting fabrics, ideas, text, like started working from that and going, instead of doing the fashion route, I'm going to make people's tables and their entertaining spaces beautiful. Is that what the idea was?
Yeah, so it was kind of corners of people's homes and like
love that.
Yeah, so even simple little things and inexpensive as well. Like it's really well priced, like tissue box covers and lampshades and just pretty little pieces.
Was there a market, Laura? Were you worried post-COVID? Like were people, were you worried that the Irish of kind of new post-recession, post-COVID were going to be interested in this, or did you know your market?
So I market. So I was, it was really, that part was easy. I didn't have to do too much market research. I was like, I am building a brand based around what I love.
Exactly.
So that part was easy. And I did have a decent enough following online myself, which kind of helped like launch it to start. But yeah, that was basically how it all started and then just evolved. So we're 5 years in business.
5 years, well done.
Next February, yeah.
And are you shattered from it? Are you to sit back? Are you proud? Are you just push forward? Like how are you now? 5 years to me at the start of a company must be, you feel calmer or not?
So we had a really good year this year. The business is up 40% from last year, which is brilliant. However, I'm not going to lie, that's come at a price. I'm a bit wrecked, and especially probably this isn't the greatest timing for this podcast. I'm like, that's it, I'm done, I'm never doing this again.
You're stretched.
We're in the middle of Christmas now, and it's just, it's hard yards. Like it's really, really hard.
Getting orders in, getting them out to people, demands, everything, payments.
Everything.
Do you have a big team or not really?
No, we have a small enough team. So we have Elizabeth who works with us full time. Julie Ledridge, Julie is absolutely amazing. She does all our social media, and she's probably like my work wife. Like the two of us bounce everything off each other. Yeah, you need that. And she's been there since day one, and I don't really make any decisions without kind of running them by her. We're very much kind of work as a team. And when we started, the primary focus of it was, sorry, not the primary focus, but one of our main objectives was that, yes, we're going to start this and it's going to be great. And Julie was like, I'm going to support you and I'll help build it. But our primary thing was that, like, we're moms, number one. And that comes first, family comes first. So we don't miss a nativity, we don't miss a play, we don't miss choir practice, we don't miss a match, we don't miss anything. So like if we have to do something, like if we have to go on a buying trip, if we have to go to India, if we have to record a podcast, if we have to, not that we've done very many of these,
but to promote or market or
do anything, we check the
Laura,
kids'
do you know
calendars
the amount
first.
of women this season I've had on the pod who've gone out on their own is quite incredible, and it shows the change in model for women just setting up their own businesses. The fact that it's really very tricky and not sustainable to work 9 to 5 in a company or an office at the moment, with wanting to be a mother. It's not even mum of the year, a mother, cooking and minding and caring for your kids, but also making a living and being industrious and having a career. I've literally, I think there's been 10 or 11 guests, which is kind of different to what I used to have, saying, no, I stepped away. I stepped away from the 9 to 5. I didn't want to break ceilings. I wanted to break my own ceilings.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it from my kitchen table. I mean, that's not always the case. There's warehouses, but there's been so many wonderful women who kind of inspired me to go, it means you get to go to the match.
Yeah.
Yes, you work until midnight some nights, but it means you're part of your kids' lives.
Yeah.
I love that you're saying that.
Yeah, no, it is. And that was really important to me. Like, I grew up in a home where both my parents were entrepreneurs. They both had their own businesses and they missed a lot. We had the most amazing nanny who we absolutely adored.
But they were
and
gone.
She's my godmother.
They were grinding,
But they were gone, and like they built the most amazing life for us and they gave us the most incredible opportunities, and like that was the world then, but they weren't there. Like they weren't at the school gates for pickup, they weren't at the matches. Now they make up for it in tenfold as grandparents, they're at everything. But that wasn't an option then, for them. Like if they were out working, that was the way it was. When I was in Primark, for that short period of time, I found that really hard. Like I was in Shanghai, like for like a few trips in the short period of time that I was there, I was away a lot and the kids were very young. And that was hard. We had a full-time nanny working at home with us then, and I kind of felt like I loved my time in Primark. It was really good fun, and I've loads of friends that are there now who do, I think post-COVID they've made it work. And I think COVID was great for people who are in offices. And although, who is it? I was reading yesterday. It was Japan have closed all working from home down. I know.
I think it's going to become like America. Certainly Trump would prefer. And I know there's a lot of corporates in tech who just want everyone. Like, I don't think it's going to last long term, which is why I was saying to you, so many women are just pivoting. They're using their skill set to go out on their own. So like I don't know it was also a really interesting chat with someone who was just saying the dad never gets called from the boardroom if there's an emergency. So we are still quite old fashioned. Which
was one of the reasons that so my husband was promoted to CEO in his job, and I was in Primark at that time, and Ronan was like, okay, well, you got, like, you just can't. We both can't be doing this. So, and his salary was a whole lot larger than mine, so it was me that had to wrap it up. And I was sad leaving Primark, but that was actually one of the reasons that I left, that I handed in my notice initially, was his promotion. It just would not have allowed me. Like,
but has it been a godsend in a way? You'd never have done this.
I would never have done this.
You would have stuck it out and moved on to another fashion company, and you would have, like, in him getting that promotion, and it's a really tricky marital conversation about who's going to be the breadwinner.
Yeah.
It in effect made you start a business.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think, like, I did about 2 years of staying at home.
How did you find that?
So, do you know what?
Be honest, Laura.
I know. So I loved it for a while. And I always had this, like, dream of being like one of those coffee
moms
drinking, latte going moms. Yeah. Like, honestly, it was lovely. Like, it was really, really nice. And after a little while, I just felt a little bit lost.
Yes.
And
especially if you're driven or if it's in you. I think it's not for everyone.
Yeah. I felt a little bit lost in that, lost in conversations, and I felt a little bit like I wasn't being true to myself. Like, I'm a very creative person, and it just didn't make much sense for me not to be being creative.
Interesting. And it's really honest. You're like, it was great, but it wasn't long term.
Yeah, it's funny, like the grass isn't always green on the other side. Now I'm on the far end of that 5 years later and I'm like, Jesus, send me back there.
I love to be having coffee, but it's
hard to get the balance.
I think there's a loneliness in all the coffee mornings and being at home more. It's beautiful because you're there for the kids for all the ups and downs. But it's also, you miss a bit of you.
Yeah.
I loved that you said at the top of the pod, because we'll get into family life and your health as well, that you said, you know, my husband's a badass man with a huge job, but he's such a dad. Like, he's doing the sports, he's doing the packed lunches, and I think what you're saying is without that you'd find it very hard.
Absolutely, I'd find it really hard. So I think with having your own business comes flexibility, which is phenomenal, and that gives you those opportunities to be at the matches. However, it is physically and mentally exhausting. Like the mental load that mums hold in itself is so huge. You know, I know that Elizabeth has a hockey match later and whatever, and that she needs to bring in her sports gear, and you know, we carry all of that, and that mental load is very heavy.
Okay, good. Thank you for saying that. I had to call that out this morning in an actual list. It was a list, and I've only 2 children, of the play dates, the changes, the parent-teacher meeting that's coming up, and it was like a 10 list for just today.
Yeah.
And my husband's like, really? I'm like, that's how much goes on.
Yeah, it's a lot. And then there's the Christmas carols and the nativity plays, and don't forget the shoebox appeal.
And have you made their outfit for the thing, and have they got shorts?
Yeah. So I think even though like dads are amazing, like I think a lot of husbands, like my husband will always have a Hoover in his hand.
Yeah.
He helps with the laundry. He makes the school lunches in the morning now. Doesn't do any dinner, like can't at all.
Yeah.
But that's okay. And so he definitely helps, but he's gone like all day, and then we'll come home in the evening and whatever, and that's fine. But he will reply to the teamers, and he's around at the weekends.
But the onus is on you to keep that ship running and then keep LNH correct? So it's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. And when you have your own business, like you get tied into every aspect of it. So like pallets arrive, they need to be emptied. I'm up in the warehouse, I'm given a dig out. You know, we're not at the stage where, like, some people have set up their own businesses now and they're 5 years in and they are like happy out with teams and teams of people, and we're not at that stage. So we're doing okay, we're still here, but we are still very much hands-on, grafting, getting...
That's very bespoke though. It also means that you know exactly what's going on, what you're doing. Sometimes you can lose a lot of control in that, and that's where things can go wrong actually, when you've kind of stepped back completely and you have other people.
I probably should let a little bit more control go. I'd say that's probably...
Bit of delegating would be good. Yeah. You've 3 children. What are their ages and names?
Yeah, so Elizabeth is my eldest, and she is 11. Hugo has just turned 10. He is in 4th class. He's a dote. I'm really lucky. They're really 3 gorgeous, really well grounded, good kids. And then Toby is my youngest, slightly wilder than the other 2, but he is 7. Is he 7? Yeah, he's
busy.
7.
What do you put down? You've just said, which is such a compliment, like they're grounded and sound and good. What do you put that down to?
I'd say as parents, we give them quite a lot of time, and there wouldn't be, we'd be strict enough in our house. They're very heavily into sport. We don't really have any screen time in our house.
What, no TV or movies?
We do have a TV, and they do watch Netflix. The eldest, Elizabeth, got a Nintendo Switch a couple of years ago from Santa, but we'd be very strict. Like, it would come out maybe at midterm break.
So we're not iPadding it, we're not phoning it.
Don't have any iPads, don't have any phones.
Great, I'm a big advocate for no phones till they're 16, 17, like smartphones and no screen.
So Elizabeth is going into 1st year, and we had this guy come out to the school and talk to us about the dangers of it, whatever. So we put a parent group together to start, hopefully in 1st year, them going in with phones, but with no social media.
With no smart, yeah.
So that's the plan. So we're hoping they're going to communicate in WhatsApp. I'm sure that is the lesser of many evils, but I'm sure there is still issues with it, but they are going to want to communicate in some way, shape or form. So we're hoping that that's going to be a runner for 1st year. So I think, and then we're hoping to delay that until he's 16. But I would reckon there'll be a ban in by then.
I hope there'll be a ban in by then, because the more on board, it really helps. If you've got other parents going, no, we're just going to give our kids loosey-loose, they can have TikTok and Instagram all day. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
You have 3 children. Like anyone, you meet your partner, you start a life together. You've your first 2 children, and it seems pretty textbook. And then you go into having your third, your beautiful boy. And what happened during the pregnancy that was quite alarming and life-changing, I presume?
Yeah, it was absolutely life-changing. So I've always felt like the universe has my back in that I'm very good at manifesting. Like, I can manifest anything. And I manifested my husband within an inch of his life. Yeah. My wedding day, like I always said, I was going to have married in a castle with loads of snow. And I woke up in the morning of my wedding day to 3 feet of snow, like wild.
Where'd you get married?
In Castle Leslie.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. And
Wow.
He is nearly 9 years older than me. And at the time, I think my mum was, like, I got married when I was 26, had Elizabeth when I was 29, 30. And I think my parents were like, oh my God, what is going on here? But it always made sense. Like, I was always way beyond my years. I was very mature for my age.
You knew what you wanted.
Yeah. I was creative director in Fran and Jane, like dealing with mad stuff, like at 21, you know, it was like I went straight out of college in there. So I learned a lot very young. And Ronan and I lived this gorgeous life in London. We had an absolute ball. I was commuting back and forth. We did shop on the King's Road, everything. He worked in finance. We just lived
had a great
high
time.
life. We had a ball. And then we got married. I then had Elizabeth. Brilliant. Fran and Jane, obviously, we closed that during that time. That was stressful. Went into Pennies, then had Hugo, and then Ronan got a CEO job. Everything was looking great. We just bought a new house. Found out I was expecting Toby. Was so excited, and then got a message from our cousin who had breast cancer at a very young age to say that she had been diagnosed with BRCA, which is the cancer gene. She was BRCA positive, and that the family had to be tested. Straight away, I had a flashback to when I was driving into college one day. I was outside Donnybrook Church. I looked at the church, and something in my head told me that I was going to get cancer, but I was going to be okay. And I was like,
that's mad. Yeah.
That's wild. Never ever thought about it again.
I think we've all had these premonitions of things.
Complete
It's not
premonition.
even a spiritual thing, but I remember having one about an accident at 6, and then I was in one. And my mum was like, stop wishing things into, because sometimes you can also make things happen.
Totally.
That's mad.
Yeah. So the whole family got tested, and unfortunately I tested positive. It was basically within like a couple of weeks of each other that I found out I was expecting Toby, and then bam, I was BRCA positive.
How did you get tested for it? Tell us a little bit about BRCA. I know a few people whose dads have passed away from cancer, and there's been huge urgency in the family to get tested so that you know what you're dealing with, or someone who's had maybe a masectomy getting a double just because of fear of it being in your system. So tell me what they do, and especially when you're pregnant.
Yeah, I know.
And you're vulnerable.
Awful, so vulnerable. So basically she had triple negative breast cancer, which is a really, really hard, strong form of breast cancer. And when you have that, they test you for genetic cancers. So she was tested, and her mom was actually Jewish, and so it's quite common in Jewish.
Really?
Yeah. So they presumed it was outside the family. Anyway, it turns out it was my dad's. And my dad is one of 5 boys, so it's not as evident for men. Obviously, it increases their chance of prostate cancer. They can get breast cancer too, but it's more evident to women because it's ovarian cancer, it's breast cancer, and it's skin, it's colon, there's loads. So it just basically increases your chance primarily of breast and ovary. I think breast cancer to like 80-90%, and ovarian cancer to
Is it a time, do they go within a 10 year, or is it just that it is going to probably be in your system? It's going to...
Yeah, so I think they say at around 40s is when they recommend that you start thinking about getting either preventative surgeries, or you would have to go through continuous screening.
Wow. It's such a different model of someone saying, I was diagnosed with cancer and I'm now fighting against the clock, or I'm going under treatment, or I'm, my kids are watching me go through chemo, and to kind of stop that clock or stop that deterioration it's such a different mind shift, and scary too, because you think it's like coming down the tracks.
It was scary, and I'd be the type of person where every day I'd be thinking about that. So for me, it was a no-brainer. I was like, oh my God, just give me the surgeries, remove it all, do it as quickly as possible. And actually...
Were you encouraged to do that?
So they not ideally, but they recommend that you wait until you're 40, because obviously going into surgical menopause is massive, and that comes with a lot of complications too. It affects your bones, your health, your mental health, your physical health. So there's a lot that goes with that. Obviously, you're aging yourself prematurely. But it still wasn't a decision for me. I just wanted it to be over and done with as quickly as possible, and felt that I could then move on with my life. So when we did our family history, went back over to see, it was actually ovarian cancer that was very prevalent in my family. So through that, they recommended that I had that surgery done first. And that was heartbreaking. Like, even though I would say my emotions were high post-baby, like Toby was 10 weeks old and I had a full hysterectomy.
Jesus.
And my
ovaries
removed. Yeah. So that was really hard. And I had it, so I was under Gunther von Bonneau, who's amazing.
Where were you treated? In the Coombe? Okay, so hang on. Does this BRCA affect your pregnancy so badly you could not enjoy Toby's pregnancy?
Oh no, yeah, it was awful.
Okay.
So that
there's no point in pretending, it was a joyful time. You're freaking out. You've 3 children you're going to raise. I'm going to get cancer in my 40s. It's going to be really bad. My husband's
I was writing letters.
Yes,
being
so there you go.
I was writing letters being like, don't dress Elizabeth in primary colours. Like, they don't suit her. Only let my mum buy her clothes. Like, I was like...
You were so dark, but also so
Yeah, but that's where you go.
I was very unwell last Christmas, and I remember saying to my husband, just don't dress them the way you dress. And he was like, this is the shit you think about. I'm like, I'm really concerned they're going to look crazy. Yeah. And their hair will never be brushed.
Yeah.
God love you, but I also think that is so funny and controlling and weird.
Full-blown lists.
Laura, so you come out of this labour and this is playing so heavily on your mind.
So heavily, but all through the pregnancy. And the amount of research you do, and you go to obviously the darkest place. But on the internet, I could not find one person who had gone through all of this and was normal.
Angelina Jolie did this, didn't she? She did a Dublin masectomy.
She never shared any information about it.
Damn it. Because it'd be lovely for people to have that.
Like, she was the only person I was hanging on to.
Because I think she did, didn't she, have the BRCA?
Yeah. And Michelle Heaton wrote a book. I read Michelle Heaton's book.
Yes.
And anybody who is BRCA positive, I'm sure read it for other reasons, but don't read it if you're BRCA positive, because
it's quite harrowing.
Oh my God, it was so scary. Like, she obviously, I would say, had other things going on as well, but maybe just accumulated them all under the BRCA umbrella maybe. So that was really scary. So with that, I decided, you know what? I'm going to open up my Instagram page and I'm going to prove all of this wrong. So I'm going to share my journey.
Well done.
And I'm going to show people on the far side that I'm still a mum to 3, that I still get up every day, that I exercise, that I can exercise. That, like, one thing I remember Michelle Heaton saying, that she couldn't carry her kids on her back. She couldn't give them a piggyback because her bones were so sore. I was like, well, that will not be me. I will carry my kids on my back forevermore. So I was just adamant. I was really determined. It was really hard, but I was really determined. I totally overshared. And like, I look back because I have them saved in those little things. I look back and I was like, oh my God, like, what was I thinking?
Oh my God, we're oversharing twins.
I know. And that's what, like, looking back on my Instagram little save stories, I'm like, oh my God, do I remove them? But I can't.
Because people...
I can't tell you, every day somebody
and
messages
people
me.
care about it, and people are really lost and lonely. So you either do it, and it's much like Jenny Lee Dixon was on talking about her fertility. She's like, I knew after I came out the other side, if we had our babies, thank God, I will talk. I'm not doing it when I'm in the trenches, but I will talk about it because there's so many people who don't.
Yeah.
So I think it's absolutely incredible that you did.
Yeah.
When did you have your hysterectomy?
So, oh God, it was awful. So Toby was 10 weeks old, and
Jeez, Laura.
because I was in the Coombe, I was under the oncologist there as well. So he did the operation in the Coombe, which in hindsight I should never have done. I should have gone to a different hospital, but I went there.
Because it's a trauma.
Well, I was back in the labour ward, like where I'd had my baby, getting my womb removed, my ovaries removed. And I was so fearful that I was going to change as a person. I remember saying goodbye to Ronan and being like, oh my God, am I going to love him the same? Am I going to be the same person? Like, that was really scary. But I totally am. Like, and I'm absolutely fine. And, but it was a harrowing experience being in the lab or in the recovery ward, and all these people have just had their babies and I had no ovaries. And I am so lucky that I have my 3 kids, but like, I would have 100% gone on to have 5, I'd say.
Would you?
Yeah. Like, I don't know,
Was that not too soon postpartum? 10 weeks to me feels like you're complete.
So when you're pregnant, it kind of...
aggressively, yeah, brings on hormone, yeah.
So I remember going in a couple of weeks later for my biopsy results and not even thinking anything of it, just being like, oh, whatever. Like, kind of went in on my own, just presumed, I don't know what I was presuming, it just...
Be grand.
Be grand. So I went in and he was like, so... you dodged a bullet. Your fallopian tubes and ovaries had active cells in them, which essentially would have turned into ovarian cancer. I was so taken back. I was like, sorry, say that again? Like, I was like speechless. And because I presumed I was done then, do you know, that way, as in like, okay, I've done this. And I just couldn't believe how narrowly I had escaped ovarian cancer. Wow. So yeah, I mean, it was amazing that I did it so quickly. And amazing that I'm obviously still here to tell the tale and hopefully share. And, you know, I think by sharing that story, it does give people a bit of courage, like to, you know, get on with those surgeries if you can.
How long ago was
it? Possible. So I am 40 now, so 6 years ago.
So you were a baby?
Yeah.
You were 34?
Yeah.
That's extremely young to have a hysterectomy.
Yeah.
So can you tell people about recovery from something that's invasive. Do you effectively go into menopause? Do your periods stop? Is there a way of preventing that? Did you feel like you changed? Not at all? Hormone levels?
I mean, absolutely. Look, and I had a year of no HRT at all, no hormone replacement therapy, because I still had my breasts, so I couldn't do anything until I had my breast removed. I couldn't have a masectomy until Toby could walk, was the idea, because I obviously couldn't pick him up, you know, so it would have been too physically hard having a child that age to go through a double mastectomy, so I had to wait for a year. But yeah, the menopause, surgical menopause, is no joke. I remember, was I about 9-10 months down the line, and I came across the angel that she is, Deirdre Lundy, Dr. Deirdre Lundy.
She's amazing.
She's incredible. And she cried when she heard my story. She talks about me in her book. She cried. She was like, I just cannot believe you were let out of that hospital with no post-hormone care, like counselling or anything. Anyway, we are where we are. I think in the last couple of years, a huge amount of work has been done. Even the Marie Keating Foundation now has a full BRCA support group, which wasn't around then.
We could do so much better. All of this. Yeah,
and I think I do think we are doing a whole lot better. I mean, I think there's still obviously a lot of room for improvement or whatever, but we definitely are. But I am shocked at times. I open my DMs on Instagram. It's probably, I get more BRCA questions than I do interior questions.
Wow.
And I get a lot of double mastectomies and mastectomy questions.
Yeah, I would have known you about interiors and fashion.
You would have,
more so. And I think that's industry and that's chat and that's
people. You know
people,
why though? Is because people who are going through what I'm going through,
it's a targeted thing.
Searching for somebody.
Yeah, 100%.
Who's
They're holding
to be
on.
able to answer
and then
the
I knew
questions.
bits, but I didn't know all of the story, and I was like, I don't want to half-heart this. So wow, I am blown away.
Well, listen, I'm not alone. It's nothing. You know, I haven't done anything special.
Well, it's pretty extraordinary to be in your early 30s, have carried 3 children, and have to be catapulted. And also that surgery is just, and then you're HRTing it, you're into a whole different journey in your life that maybe you would have been in your mid-50s, right?
Yeah.
And then a double mastectomy?
Yeah.
Laura,
I know.
like that is no joke. There's people I know in their 60s having, you know, one boob removed or some, you know, a lumpectomy, and they're so traumatized.
Yeah.
You're incredibly resilient.
I would say I am quite strong and resilient. Yeah, I am. But I do feel that 99% of the people who are being put into my situation would do exactly the same thing. You put your best foot forward, you've got young kids, you get on with it. You know, I really don't think I've done anything too exceptional.
What did your husband, was he, yes, you've got to do this, you're all in, we're all in?
Yeah, exactly, yeah, all in. He was funny during the time. He very much, he, not funny, God, he was unbelievably supportive, but he would be very practical. So we got on with the day-to-day of, we will get through this, and this week is this and that. I had a scare this summer with a lump in my breast, which sent me over the edge, and the doctors, because obviously they had to leave a bit of skin to support the implants when I had my surgery, but so there is tissue there. Yeah, so, but a lump did come, and we all went into absolute Mars because...
See how aggressive BRCA is, it's there, and yet you remove organs and you remove, and yet some part of your tissue, that's frightening.
Yeah, it was. So we still like, and obviously I have to have colonoscopies every year, I have to get my skin checked all the time.
Can I say something really ignorant and also really like stupid? But this whole, and you've turned the table, I guess, on... You know, I have a friend who's also was thrown into early menopause, but this perception that you'll be aged, you'll be kind of like, your bones will be frail, you won't look as good, you won't have the energy or bounce, your hair will be, you know, thinner. You're just going to be aged.
Yeah.
You are a dirty ride with glowy skin, very youthful. There's nothing about you that I'd be like, this woman's gone through all of this, stunning and glowing. And so... that's also an incredible, like,
I think we can thank Katrina Ryan for my skin.
What?
We can thank Katrina Ryan for my skin, the Institute of Dermatologists.
But like, you're also there running this business, raising your family, badass, coming on and having the odd conversation. But you're also representative of you know, a minority of women who've had to go and do this and killing it. Like, look at you, you bounced in here today.
No, I don't want to give any false illusions here now. Like, I'm definitely not killing it. I have very, very tough moments at times where I'm like, oh my God, I can't cope. There are tears. There are days where I'm literally on my knees being like, I literally can't do this anymore. I get super stressed, anxiety, like crippled at times. Like I definitely...
Is that from fear of BRCA or menopause? Like, is that because of hormone change?
I'd say it's everything. Yeah. Like, it's really hard managing HRT. Like, I get asked questions all the time, like how many sprays are you taking, Lizetta? What patches are you on? How much testosterone do you put on? Like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh my God, honestly, like I literally, I self-administer so much. Like, at times I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm gonna crash into that car in front of me. I'm gonna rein in my testosterone like levels. You know, I listen to my body now. But I do have really tough moments. I do. Like, I am human. Like, I'm definitely not. And I sometimes do feel like I get it all the time. Every time I meet somebody, they're like, how do you do it all? How do you do it all? And the reality is, I don't. So I definitely...
And I get that too. I get that we have image, you know, there's a perception what we put out, our social media is our profile, you're a businesswoman, you raising a family, but nothing is as it seems and nothing is perfect. And, you know, I just wanted to say you look beautiful and wonderful, and I'm sure there's feelings sometimes of, have I, you know, propelled myself into old age? Well, from sitting here talking to you, you're the most youthful, gorgeous, open woman. But that is so bloody scary.
Yeah, I remember reading it takes 10 years off your life, and I was like, again, I'm going to prove them
also,
wrong.
Again, fuck off.
I know, seriously,
like,
shove
it's
it.
just none of this is helpful.
I know.
I remember when I had my tube out, and he was like, you won't get pregnant because the other one will go into complete chill out zone. And I was like, I don't understand that. Well, the sperm won't carry with the other one because that one's kind of defunct, and best of luck. And then I was like, I'm having another baby.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, well, you'll have to get an IVF. And I was like, I'm not. And I'm such a determined person. I'm a horrible person when I want something. And we had Simone. Now, it was awful because we did lose Babas to get Simone. But I was like, this tube's going to kick in. if this tube doesn't, but also you're going to have the worst periods and you're probably going to have a hysterectomy. But I just think so much negative, we don't need it. Women go through so much shit in their health all the time.
What star sign are you?
I'm a Virgo.
Oh, nice.
Is that good?
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, nice and strong. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, earthy, but like slightly crazy.
Yeah. No, it's good. I think you need a little bit of that. You need to be slightly tapped.
I'm feisty.
To get through all of this feisty.
Yeah, very feisty. Yeah. But like very loving, hugely emotional.
Yeah. Listen.
Like I cry on a dime. Like.
Yeah. I used to. I now take so much HRT and stuff. I think it has to be slightly numb. Yeah.
Wait till I'm on that. No one will get a drop of, like, I cry over, I'll read a book to my baba last night and she's acting the maggot and I'm crying over the story of this little kid being bullied in school and Simone has a rasher. She's like, Jesus, that could be that I'm heading into something. How have your kids been, like, how do you find all of that? Is that a great distraction because they're just the joy?
They are, but they're, like, it's full on too. Do you know, we have 3 swimmers in our house. Jesus, oh my God. Swimming's full on. Like, we have a 4:30 start on a Friday morning.
Okay, that's intense. Are you trying to make Olympians?
Listen, so I said to my husband, like, this needs
what?
4:30? 5:15 in the pool,
Did Tusla know about this?
I know.
What? Why? Are they just amazing?
It's funny that you say that. Do Tusla know about this? I actually said to her,
we'll cut that out.
No, but I was like, I actually think that this is far too intense. Like, I genuinely...
5:30?
Yeah, Hugo swims like 10, 11 hours a week or something. I'm like, this needs
He's obviously very good.
Yeah, I mean, he has a national gold medal, so we'll take that. But
I have a girl who runs late at night and runs, and I think if they love it, unless they start hating it, she just loves it. So it's kind of like you do you. I mean, it's late. She comes in late.
Yeah.
My husband would have been very sporty.
Who did she run for?
Bray Runners.
Oh yeah. We're Crusaders.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, yeah.
We could take you down.
Too. Yeah.
But my husband would have played 6 or 7 hours of tennis as a very small child, and I would have said that's really horrendous. But actually, it stood to him in every sport, in every level of his life, that competitive streak, and he loved it.
I think it will. Like, it definitely does stand to them, and it also keeps them off devices. And if they're not out running, playing hockey, doing all swimming and everything, rugby, soccer,
what are they going to be
doing on GAA? Yeah. They end up just kind of wondering, like, what are we doing? What are we doing next? Like, where are we going? Like, what's happening? So
it gives focus. It's okay. You know, people, you do you, like other people don't do that, and they have other ways of raising their kids at weekends. But I think it's really important to be out and about.
Yeah.
Do you love it? Is it your biggest pride being a mama?
Oh, absolutely. Like, I genuinely think I'm on this planet to be mum. Like, yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, definitely. They are
the biggest pride.
Oh, absolutely. I am obsessed with being a mum.
Yeah.
Like, I love it.
I think it takes time for some women to get into it. I found the tiny baby stuff hard, and now I just love it. And I'm like, please savour it.
Yeah, Elizabeth especially now. I always fear, I'm like, I just wanted them to stop growing up. But actually 11, I'm here for it.
11's cool. I like the chats. I kind of like when they're kind of chatty and stuff.
Yeah. No,
what are your dreams? Your hopes and dreams are obviously to stay healthy and well, that you're here, right?
Absolutely.
But the hopes and dreams for your business and family are what, Laura?
Oh, I just want my family to stay together. Like, I came from a broken home, and that was really hard as a child. And we're really connected as a family. Like, we're all best friends, the 5 of us. And the dog, 6. So I just want us all to stay together. I want that, I want us to be able to go skiing on holidays, like when they're teenagers, and I want us to go on safari when they're bigger, and I just want to be able to travel together, and I just want us to remain the best of friends. And business-wise, if we could just stay in business, that'd be brilliant. But I don't really want it to grow, because I won't have the time, or I don't have the bandwidth to have a huge business. I just want it to be successful in its size.
Laura Nolan Horgan, you are a pleasure. You are kind of slightly gas over here, but yet such a lady. So you're a real juxtaposition. Like, you don't know what you're going to get. Gorgeous product that you are making. Like, honestly, I love going on and having a look at your stuff, and now completely blessed and will probably be addicted. What you've gone through and what you've shared is only helping others. And, even though we feel so kind of like vulnerable, it only helps others. So thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Thank you so much for having me. I absolutely love the pod. I'm honoured.
She's so sweet about it, guys. Who knew anyone listens, huh? Thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you.
To all my gorgeous listeners, because every parent deserves peace of mind, I'm thrilled to share that this episode is brought to you in partnership with Aptamil Follow-On Milk. the #1 follow-on milk brand in Ireland. Optimal Follow-On Milk is a product you can trust. It's specially designed to support babies' growth and development as it contains calcium and vitamin D, which contributes to the normal growth and development of bone. With over 50 years of dedicated breast milk research, Optimal Follow-On Milk brings science and care together to support your baby's journey. Optimal Follow-On Milk, your life, our science. If you like this episode, will you please rate it, subscribe and share it with others? This helps me get the guests that you want to hear.